Hey, my name is Hamid Awate, and this is my oral assignment for English Course 6. So we've got to read a book that's called The Lone Ranger and Tonto Fist Fight in Heaven. We've got to read three stories in the book: Every Little Hurricane, A Drug Called Tradition, and this is what it means when I say Phoenix, Arizona. So in the first story, Every Little Hurricane, Victor remembers his life as a child, the tough life he had, and he remembers when he was 9 years old and his parents hosted the biggest New Year's Eve party in the reservation. So in that party, which which happened at the first problem, and Victor always links personal problems, and reservation problems to hurricanes. So the first hurricane happened to be a fight between his uncles. It was a very bloody and brutal fight, but even though Victor said that it was not a big deal, it is not. It doesn't even deserve the name hurricane, so he called it Little Hurricane. As the story progresses, we get to read a lot more of these hurricanes, and occasionally some big hurricanes. So in the second story, which is called A Drug Called Tradition, Victor and his friends take drugs, and Victor has these dreams. But Victor had these dreams before even taking drugs. He always dreamed about being an Indian. But when he took those drugs, his dream intensified, and he began having dreams about his past and his future, his Indian past and future. And he always sees his life through an Indian eye. He doesn't trust other people. So there is a lot of solidarity in the reservation, and a lot of mutual respect uh, between the members of the reservation. They always stick together, they always come together when it comes to resolving issues and problems, and we always see this solidarity throughout the story. When Victor dad dies, he and Thomas fly to Phoenix to get his belongings. On the flight there, Victor and Thomas meet this gymnast who began to talk about her life and what happened, what problems did she have in the Olympics. And Thomas says that there is a lot of resemblance in her and with Indians. And unexpectedly, Victor thinks that there is a lot of resemblance between him and Thomas, which was very unexpected for him. And uh, Thomas remembers the times that they spent when they were children, as well as Victor. He always remembers the times that he and Thomas spent when they were children. We do see a lot of similarities between Native Americans and people in Sweden. For instance, the Sami people. The Sami people are indigenous people who live in Scandinavia and some part of Russia. Uh, there is no exact numbers about how much Sami people exist, but it is estimated that 80,000 Sami exist, and approximately 20,000 of them live in Sweden. And we can see similarities between Native Americans and other minorities. African Americans, for example. Both of these groups have suffered severely. Both of them have been driven out of their homes and been labeled something that they are not. Both of these groups had to speak out and fight for their rights. Uh, Now we see that Native Americans have had some of these rights. They won some of these rights. They have protected land and protected activities by the government of America. but African Americans don't have uh, those rights. Yeah, and thank you for listening.